Just sit like this. What if we did that though?
That was the if you've ever seen Craig Kilborn, or not Craig Kilborn. Oh, what was the guy's name? He had a late show. And
Oh,
they used to do awkward pause at the end, and they would just sit there and
we should do that for our podcast now. That's a new segment.
yeah,
That's
yeah. Who was it that did the
creativity right
awkward
there.
pause?
Yeah, look it up.
Who did the awkward pause late night?
Yeah, what
Craig
what late
Ferguson.
night show? Okay,
I knew it was
I don't.
Craig. Just
Why
got
don't
it
I know
wrong.
who that is?
What's that?
Why don't I know who that is?
It show's not on anymore. I don't know when the show ended, but he would just. It was kind of a funny bit where he would just do it with somebody, and they, say, "Okay, our interview's over. What do you want to do? Do you want to do?" He would give them a choice of doing a few different things, and they could play a mouth organ. They could do an awkward pause. They could go for a cash prize, and the awkward pauses were kind of funny because they would just sit there and. So it was pretty good.
I'm trying to act right now.
You are?
I was trying to do the awkward pause while you were talking about it.
So,
I don't watch much late night. Not anymore, Greg. Right? It's all leftist, isn't it?
oh yeah, it's gotten really bad. And I think they just, even with Trump, Trump wasn't, they didn't see Trump for a couple days. And so everybody was talking about his death and how he must have had a health issue. And he's, and was it somebody asked Trump at one of the pressers, what did you think about them talking about your death? So, and then Mark Twain had the line,
That's crazy, isn't it?
the news of my death is greatly exaggerated. I'm
Oh, that's
paraphrasing.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was Mark Twain quote. So,
Oh,
or
really?
Mark Twain paraphrase anyway.
Yeah, all of them are. I think the only one that's maybe okay is what? Fallon. That's it.
Yeah, and he's
Maybe.
he's borderline. He's still
Yeah.
lib.
Yeah, he's
So,
still led, but he's just not as bad, right?
yeah, some of these guys are bad. I mean,
Oh, like Colbert. I'm glad he's gone.
Jimmy Kimmel cries when Trump is elected, and these guys they've just gotten out of control. Johnny Carson, who you probably don't remember, but Carson used to go on and he'd say, "Look, I'm not there to manipulate half the country." And
Exactly.
he said, "I just, I go up there." And Jay Leno was the same way. He says, "Why do you want to, irritate half your audience?" So,
Yeah, I mean, it's all about ratings, though, too, right? Why would they do that? Like, you'd think that they would want to appeal to all the audience because they're trying to. It's money too, isn't it?
well, they're losing audience though too. Craig, what's his name? Just had his show canceled supposedly because he's losing his audience.
That's
Howard
Colbert.
Stern supposedly, yeah, Colbert. Howard Stern has supposedly gone from 20 million listeners to like 125,000
Wow,
because he was ripping on the people that didn't get a shot. I don't call it a vaccine.
that's a drop.
He was ripping on people that didn't get the shot, calling them idiots, calling them losers. And the thing is, a lot of his audience were the people that wound up voting for Trump. So at least half his audience were a bunch of guys that were kind of conservative. They were beer drinkers, but they thought conservatively. And so he irritated apparently way more than half of his audience. So to go from 20 million to 125,000, that's not too good.
I thought like Trump and Stern were friends, weren't they?
He used to go on
Supposedly.
the show a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't
That's
think
ridiculous
I
how the
don't think
times
they're
have
good.
changed.
Yeah, I don't think they're friends anymore. But Stern's he's an odd duck. He's against
There's Brendan. We're live, baby.
Hey, Brendan. But Stern used to, I think he's a germaphobe too.
Oh, is he?
Or is he? He might be a germaphobe, but I think Howie Mandel. I know Howie Mandel's a big germaphobe. So, Stern's odd guy. So,
Brendan, let's ask you on the spot. What's up with the business, man? You slowly building? Give us some good news. You get any more clientele right now? You building that up? Let's see what he says. I maybe put it on. I don't know if he was actually like listening to it, but what do you think, Greg? I think maybe he probably snagged a couple more clients by the.
I would think he's
last
probably
time.
picked
Yeah.
up a couple more, one or two
Yeah.
more. Be kind of neat to see if all of a sudden it was just exploding. I don't know. I picked up a new customer, but actually it's an existing customer that moved. So I got their new place. So
Oh,
but
wow,
that's the
that's
one I was
good.
talking about dropping.
That's funny
Just because
that
it's
they
too far
moved.
away.
They just secured a hotel commercial client for the end of this year and in the next. There you go.
Yeah, good job.
That's how you start doing it. It all starts somewhere. The commercial's even better, isn't that too? That's what you want to get. You have more than I do, Greg. I don't have any commercials.
Yeah, I've half a dozen, I guess. Curious how you picked up the commercial. Brendan, how did you pick these guys up? Because a lot of guys ask, how do I get commercial accounts? So
Yeah.
I just go in and ask. And
It works.
yeah, go figure. And I don't know. I just an idea.
You just
I
walk
think
in there and say,
somebody
"Hey,
posted
who's
some-
cutting your
yeah,
grass?" Right?
Yeah, actually, it's about it. Hey, I cut lawns. Don't know what you're doing right now. I'm sure somebody's cutting it for you. I wanted to see if I have an opportunity to talk to you a little bit about it. If they say yes, I say, okay, how much you paying? And then, I can't tell you that. As well, look, I know what my price is going to be, but if you're going to be really low, it's not worth my effort. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't have a problem with doing that at all. It's what the heck. So
Look at this cold calling. I've called 70
go.
commercials in the past week and a half and submitted about 10 bids. A lot of no's, but those bids make up for all of them. There you go. That's how you do it, Greg, isn't that?
Yeah.
Cold calling, or better yet, show up out front with your equipment, right? And go in there, but hey, this is what I'm mowing with. You're going to say, hey, I'm really trying to get into this. What do you guys currently? I think you're right, Greg. There's nothing wrong with asking what they're paying, is it?
No, not at all. I don't have a problem with that. And then it's just out of kind of out of curiosity, make sure I'm not undercutting myself, for one. And but if they're really, if they're paying $25,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It's not worth my effort, and or their time for that matter either. I just had somebody reach out to me and ask me to cut their lawn. They just bought. It's someone I know. They just bought a new house, and it's 2 acres, and they're about we have a soundboard with my roommate in college.
No,
Got
I
lots
don't
of
have that
roommates in
one.
college.
I
So-
only have the country club of Lansing.
I used to work at the country club of Lansing when I was in college.
We'll have to do my roommate in college too, Greg. But you'll have to do it when you're like actually talking. We just pre-record a whole bunch of stuff.
I had a roommate in college that yeah, this guy asked me about doing the mowing his lawn and a couple acres, and I just said, and it's 20-minute drive one way, and
Yeah.
I just said, $200 a cut. I never heard back from the guy. So because you figure $100 an acre,
Yep.
and then it's a
good price.
20-minute drive.
Oh,
So,
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
that's
one
fair.
way,
Gotta make your
that's
money.
40 minutes of driving. That's one lawn I could have cut in that time frame. So, but never heard back from the guy. I don't think he was expecting $200.
We'll get this one, Greg. I picked up a client. I used to mow for them for a while, and then about 5 years ago, they fired me because their son, who was very out of shape. I mean, he was very out of shape. So she basically said that my son's gonna start mowing it. Well, he went off to college, so she texted me saying, "Oh, Evan, can you come back?" And I said, "Yeah, I think the price at the time, Greg, was like 36 or 38. I put it at $55. So I just stuck it right there at 55. The problem is in the back, they have about 6 pine trees that are about 12 feet tall. Half of them are dead, and they cut some of the branches up. You got to trim around them. There's room, but it's still a pain. So I was trying to upsell her tonight. She was kind of on board at having us cut down those trees too. So she said, "Just give me a price. I'll send you a picture of the house, Greg. It's a total. There's no other way to say it. It's just a dump." But I had the edging all nice 5 years ago. And what do you think the kid did when he took over? Did he edge that?
Nope.
Nope. So I was just scalping it back tonight and trying to get it back into shape. I mean, there were some spots. Amazingly, there were some spots after 5 years of hadn't been done. It was still kind of there. I was like, wow.
So are you charging her to get the edges back in shape?
No, I just like every week I go, I'm just going to like pretend to edge it like I normally would.
Yeah.
And then it'll slowly kind of go back in shape there because I think we charged her a pretty penny to edge it. So that'll just try to take me 2 minutes. I'm just kind of just scalp it up there. But it's the landscaping though. They got there's a ton of overgrown junk everywhere. They got like in the front of the yard, in the corner of the house, they have like this, I don't know how tall it is, 40-foot big, circular pine tree. And I was trying to convince her we need to cut the first like 6-7 feet up on it because you can't even mow close to it. It's just all overgrown. You can't even mow around like part of the side of the house. You have to hop in the neighbor's driveway.
Yeah, and those pine trees, depending on the pine trees last about 30 years, and then they're in terrible shape. I've got a couple of clients that they've got some pine trees, and my rule is if I can reach it, I trim it. If I can't reach it, it doesn't get trimmed.
Yep.
So
that's a good rule.
I'm not crawling under a tree to try and get a spot. So,
you're right, Cameron.
Yeah,
low-hanging limbs.
Limbs are the worst. Yeah,
I've actually hit my eyes before. It's terrible.
Oh, I've come close. Fortunately, I had glasses on. If I didn't have glasses on, I would have probably lost an eye. So, but with some of these low-hanging branches, and I did one where the guy, I was trimming, and this low branch caught me on the cheek, like just below the cheek, or right at the cheekbone. Oh. And the neighbor kid saw it and went up to his mom and said, "Mom, that guy's bleeding." And I didn't even realize I was bleeding. And,
oh, wow.
So the lady came over and said, "Are you all right?" And I said, yeah, I think so. She says, "Well, you're bleeding." I said, "I am." So they were kind enough to get me. This was the neighbor. It wasn't even the homeowner. And they were kind enough to give me some stuff to clean up. And it was funny because just as a thank you, I went out and bought at the time, Dairy Queen had some deal with what are their Frosties, whatever they're called. And they were doing, you could get 7 of them. You could buy a gift card of $20 and it would allow you to get 7 of them, Flurries. And so I went out and bought one. It was like $20.
You mean Blizzard, right?
Blizzard, thank you. I'm sorry. Flurries are the McDonald's, right?
It's like McFlurry, McDonald's, yeah.
But the Blizzards, they got small Blizzards, but they would include 7 of them. And so I bought a gift card and I brought it to the house and knocked on the door, and the kids came to the door and the mom did, and oh, thank you so much. And then the dad came to the door, and he's looking at me like, "Who are you? And why are you trying to buy off my wife and kids?"
Greg, and my soundboard, I just searched the word McDonald's and I got there's a whole bunch of McDonald's pictures of drops here. Should we play one of these sounds without hearing it first? Oh, no.
Give it a shot.
All right. Well, that's just like checking out. Okay, let's go to the next one. That's too loud. Okay. Man. Okay, one more. It's just the sounds of the checkout there. So, hey, Steve, how you doing, man? Simply Revised podcast. Yeah, we were on their show. Was that earlier on this year? I think it was.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Steve and Brenda. He's getting the YouTube channel going, and his podcast is awesome. And he's been doing it for a while now. But it's you guys drying up down there, Steve? We finally got a little bit of rain coming in tonight. It was just spitting.
Yeah, and it was steady too. I mean, it started up for me. It started up around 5:30, and then it was a steady drizzle. So I got 2 lawns in before it got really bad, and then I just went around and trimmed. Did
Yeah,
eight-
because the rain was coming through. Well, you're more north and west of me, Greg. So you gave me the warning, and sure enough, right, it came my way too. I said, "Oh, well, I'm just going home." So
yeah, yeah.
it is what it is.
Cameron asks, "Who has the avalanche?" I don't remember who has the avalanche.
The
Who is
avalanche.
that?
What's he talking about?
The avalanche, where the blizzard and the flurry and
Oh,
the avalanche.
oh man, I don't know.
Who has the avalanche?
Was that avalanche? So it's not the cable. Dairy King. Wow, Dairy Queen is the blizzard. McDonald's is the McFlurry. I don't know what Wendy's. Wendy's is the Frosty. Avalanche. Man, we can cheat unless you
Well,
guys
we're
want to help us
looking.
before we cheat. Steve, we had a little rain earlier this week. Where we are on the Gulf Coast, we've had good weather. Yeah, send that. Oh, the concrete. Isn't the concrete like Ritter's frozen custard? Oh, it's concrete mixer, or is Ritter's just here?
Ritter's,
No
I think,
rain.
is just here.
Oh, and people don't even know what we're talking about. We're keeping this too.
Erickson's ice cream is back.
Anyone know about the concrete? What is this? I'll send someone.
How about the concrete?
Who's the avalanche? Avalanche.
I just tried to look it up, and I'm not sure. Mint avalanche ice
Ice
cream
cream.
pint. Avalanche ice cream. Looks like avalanche might be the
I don't know.
Andes ice cream. Maybe.
There you go. Aaron Sarzan. They got drenched this afternoon. Yeah. They
Andes mint. Culver's. That's who it is. Culver's has, I think, the avalanche.
It's Culver's.
Yeah.
So you got drenched, Aaron. How's the grass up there? Aaron's about 2 hours and some change north and west of us, but it'd be crazy what weather we get. We get all the weather from Missouri, and it creeps up and then comes down to Metro Detroit. Of course, Cameron
Missouri
knows all about these different fast food, and Andy says the concrete is it. We've got to tell you guys that, as we've said this before, Greg, Cameron's sponsored by Subway, so he was frequenting there quite a bit. And then Phil, I think he's got a whole bunch of partnerships. He hasn't told anyone yet. This is breaking news from Phil Shurkin, or however he wants to say it. He's got a couple of different burrito companies that he's going to probably be pushing on his channel, guys. So get ready. He likes his burritos in the morning. So, oh man,
Yeah.
that's funny.
I didn't know Texas had any rain though, Steve. I was just didn't know how often they got that. So
I've been to Galveston once for a golf trip like 4 or 5 years ago. That was pretty cool. But I think from Dallas it was 4 hours. It was still a 4-hour drive. We went on a little. When I was in the golf more and I had the time. Well, not really. That's when I didn't have the time. But I was still trying to golf. I went on a little golf tour, Greg, and then we went out to Texas and golfed in Galveston, and then I think we played up in Waco too, or Waco. Now it's called Waco, Texas, right?
okay. And that's a Glenn Campbell song too.
Is it?
Galveston, oh Galveston. Never heard that one?
Let's try to play it. Galveston.
Galveston.
Glenn Campbell? I can't even pull it up.
Glenn Campbell, a great guitarist, phenomenal guitarist.
Oh, there's one of them here. What's
Glenn
this one
Campbell's the
say?
guy that he would play with. Let's see if you can get it.
Southern Nights?
Southern Nights. Yep, that was one of his songs. But he played. He was a studio musician, and
Really?
they had a studio group that they would play with, and these guys were good. But Glenn Campbell apparently was so good on the guitar that some of these bands, when they would have him play, they would have to hire 2 guitarists when they'd go on tour to play what he was playing.
Oh, wow.
He
That's
was that
that's
good.
talent.
Yeah.
Steve says this time of the year we deal with afternoon thunderstorms that just pop up. Sounds like Florida, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, I remember on our honeymoon it started raining. I looked up, there's not a cloud in the sky. I'm going, what? Where's this coming from?
Well, we've had that up here though too this summer, Greg, where it's been all sunny, and then like half an hour later, I'm looking up and we're texting each other, and it was about to rain. Aside from, oh, there we go. Steve asked, Greg, have you ever heard of Phil Kegi?
Phil Kegi. Yeah,
Kegi.
Phil Kegi was back in the 80s. A good guitarist. Very good guitarist.
Yeah, Steve's a musician too, so you guys probably have similar. You're probably, I don't know, ballpark around the same age, but you probably have similar music tastes. Do you think?
Probably do. Probably similar. Yeah, Phil Kegi was really good. So, but it's funny because Phil Kegi and they say this about so many different musicians, where they would say that Jimi Hendrix. At one point, I saw something where somebody said Phil Kegi. Somebody asked Jimi Hendrix how what's it like being the greatest guitar player in the world, and he said, I don't know, ask Phil Kegi. Well, then
That's
somebody
funny.
else asked him, and then he'd say, I don't know, ask Glenn Campbell, and then so it was just one of those things that somebody played guitar, and Jimi Hendrix always acknowledged that they were better. So whether or not that's true or not, I don't know.
Well, Aaron
Is
says he was
still
the man
alive?
too.
Yeah,
Is he?
Phil Kegi is the man. I didn't even know if he was still alive. But and who's the other one? The guy who used to play for Chicago that accidentally killed himself.
Right. Oh, was it? Oh, for sure. I don't know who that is. Here, we'll do a millionaire, right? All right. Who played for Chicago that accidentally killed himself? I don't know anyone in the Chicago music group, band, whatever you call them. So, is
Yeah, I looked up.
Greg looking it up?
I have the answer. I looked it up. I should know
All right.
because
Here we go.
It's my favorite
what-
band.
What's the answer, Greg?
Well, do you want the background on it too as well, or no?
Yeah, sure.
He was a big gun guy, and he finally answered. But he was a big gun guy, and he was sitting down with somebody one time, and he was sitting down with one of his buddies, and they were holding the gun, and he said, I'm shortening the story, but he said, it's not loaded, and he put the gun up to his head and pulled the trigger, and there was one left in the chamber. Shot himself.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
Oh, sheesh.
and that guy was a phenomenal guitarist. He could play lead and rhythm at the same time.
You know,
So
it's
it doesn't
like-
look like anybody knows who it is. So I'll go out and go ahead and say Terry Kath.
Terry?
Kath. Terry
Kath.
Kath. Yeah.
Never even heard of that guy. Saw Glenn Campbell several times when I was Evan's age. Oh, what is this tonight? We're doing like, you guys think I'm like 20 years old. Goodness sakes. Oh, man. Whew. I tell you one thing, though, Greg. I'm horrible at trivia. I have some buddies. Well, actually, Ben. You want to know who's really good at trivia? Ben. You take him out a night
Yeah.
somewhere, he'll get 8, 9 out of 10 right. It's random stuff. I've never been very good at trivia. There's this game on your phone. What's it called? Trivia Crack? No, not Trivia Crack. There's a different. Well, that game I was not very good at. My categories were almost all failing except for sports and I think maybe some like pop culture or history. But this other trivia game. It was like live trivia, and you would play with other people. I'm drawing a blank on what the actual app's
A lot
called.
of
But
people go to the bars and they'll play trivia.
Oh, yeah.
You can get a team of people. Leanna actually was at was out with some friends and they were playing trivia, and she was playing trivia with a bunch of people and they asked a question and she said, I bet my dad would know the answer to this, and she asked me the question and I actually knew the answer. So she says, well, who was the, what show did they have where this woman had these man-made parts that she was able to run really fast? So that was Bionic Woman. So
Cameron just asked
she
if
goes,
you've
how'd you know that? I used to watch it all the time.
have you been to Branson, Missouri?
I have not, although I've been looking to go there. So I've not been to Branson. It's we've a couple of times when we were going to go somewhere, I looked at Branson and there was nothing I wanted to see. So
I've been in Knobnoster, Missouri, because my brother-in-law used to serve in the Air Force. So there's the chicken crap fields out there when they were stationed out there. But I think Cameron, I put in his general location, Greg. He's about 10 hours from us. A nice 10-hour drive. We should go. We should go take it. It's not as far as Sunset Beach was. That was about 12 and a half. HQ Trivia was the game where they would give away free money.
Has Cameron been to Branson, though? I guess that's the question.
He probably
He's
has.
not that far from it, probably.
No.
So Branson, Missouri shows. Who's playing in Branson?
Are you thinking?
Because I know they've had Branson shows. Here we go. Here's something here.
Branson was nice back in the 80s and 90s. Oh yeah, because I can tell you everything that happened during the 80s, right? 91 over here, but that's okay. It's all going downhill, Greg. That's why I trim on the Segway so I can move faster.
Escape rooms.
We should have a trivia night with Greg where you just tell us random stuff.
Dolly Parton's Stampede Dinner and Show. Bigfoot has more escape rooms. Sight and Sound Theater. You know, the other place to go is Shipshewana. You can get some good, good shows there. Shell and I went there and saw.
They got some
while
good,
we were there, we saw
good stuff down there too. Yeah.
So yeah, it's in the theater that we were in. It was tiny, and you were almost sitting. You were just about right on top of the stage.
It's Indiana's Amish country.
Yeah, so it was really nice, and it was a decent show. But they have a lot of the old
Aaron,
yes.
I bet Cameron had long hair back in the 80s and the 90s. The old Shipshy. You know, when we were driving back up from Sunset Beach, Greg, we stopped at Airbnb in Minsford, Ohio, which is like kind of in the southern part of Ohio. It's an Amish community, but it's a totally different kind of culture out there. It's really country, like rural. Just
Minsfield or Mansfield?
Was it Minsford? Sorry, Minsfield.
Minsford. Okay, I thought you said Minsfield.
I can't even talk, man. Yeah. It was Minsford. It was like rolling kind of hill country. It was totally different. I was thinking of Missouri. I should have sent him a picture, but this Airbnb that we booked was actually a wedding, I guess wedding venue for people to kind of use, and they had some cabins there. It was called, I think, Blackburn Acres, and took we went a half an hour off the highway, and we saw a horse and buggy going along. I slowed way down. I'm really alert of that, but it was kind of cool, and the lawns were basically fried out there. I said, bring that up about 4.5 hours away, please. Bake our lawns out.
Yeah, that's the thing about Shipshewana. You got to be really careful too when you're driving around. You got the horse and buggies, and you get really nervous, and when you see them. But they just had a bunch of Shipshewana. There's a hotel there. I forget the name of it. And concerts. Let's try that. Concerts. There's a hotel there that they get some decent acts there. And the Blue Gate. That's what it is. The Blue Gate Hotel. Let's see what they've got for coming up shows here.
I was going to play the Country Road song, but here we go. I have one sound of it, though. I don't know what this is.
Country Road.
Okay, yeah, no, that. Okay, well, that's not the. Well, it is. But I was trying to find the actually. That's weird. Voice Mod does not have "Take Me Home" Country Roads on here. Darn.
Huh.
Or simply known as Country Roads.
Crowder's coming to the Blue Gate, and Leonid and Friends. Leonid and Friends. I don't know if you've heard them at all. They're really good. They do a lot of Chicago stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. So let me see. Prince Experience. So somebody's apparently playing some Prince music. The Beach Boys. I don't know if there's any original Beach Boys left. Lauren Elena.
Are they still living? I think all of them are gone, right?
One of them just passed away. Tommy James
really?
And the Shondells. 38 Special. I didn't know they were still playing. I used to really like them.
This is so funny. I'm trying to add this on here.
Colby Calais. She's actually decent. Elvis Tribute. Got to have an Elvis tribute band.
I'm going to take you to an Elvis tribute band, Greg. Turf nerds will be there getting out of stickers.
I used to. I got to admit, I liked it.
It was that. Remember that live stream we did where it was I Need a Hero and we played it and started
Oh,
dancing.
yeah.
Well, they hit me for copyright. There was no strike. They basically said I just muted the section. I'm like, whatever, no account strike. I'm like, of course, whatever. It is what it is. But I think if it's far enough in, they might not always catch it because YouTube processes things kind of weird. Because if you just change the pitch on something, then you can get away with it. But
Yeah.
it was technically. I was talking over it, so I could try to fight the copyright and say that it was a cover or a remix because I was remixing it by talking over it. So, for educational purposes.
Yeah, I've seen that where they'll show clips of something and they just speed it up,
Oh, yeah.
increase the speed a little bit, and then that's okay. Well, look at this Shipshawana though. They got Casey and the Sunshine Band. You don't remember that? There's a Rush tribute band. Mitchell Tenpenny, I'm not familiar with him. David Foster and Catherine McPhee.
When you're just looking up what bands are playing there soon, or
the Irish. Yeah, these are all coming up.
you see Greg's in a book a trip somewhere to Shipshy.
David Foster. I don't like him. I watched.
I've heard of these names. I just don't really know any of the songs. Yeah,
he's just trash. So. Just basically left his wife and kids for some other woman and then left her for another woman. Yeah, Mannheim Steamroller.
Really?
I know Mannheim Steamroller, yeah.
Gaither Homecoming. Herman's Hermits. I didn't know they were still alive. Let's see. Bee Gees Tribute Band. I'm trying to look. I don't know some of these guys. John.
We could do
Barry.
music trivia on here. I'll test your knowledge, Greg. I just don't know what to play.
Yeah,
Nothing's showing up to play there.
Scotty McCready. So Shipshawana, though, this place has some pretty decent bands coming up. So
it's not too far away from us either. What's it? That's a couple hours from Metro Detroit.
It was a few hours. We went, like I said, we went there, and Bill Gaither. Yep, Gaither band is going to be there. So Marshall Tucker Band. So at least most of these you probably don't even know. Here you go. Wichita Lineman, a tribute to Glenn Campbell. So, see? So anyway, you got
What's our listener demographics on here? I think it's 34 to 46, right?
34 to for what? What's that?
I think that the average turf nerd's listener demographics is my age, 34 to 46. It's like Ricky Skaggs.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to play any of these Ricky Skaggs. Here we go. That one wouldn't show up. Give me one that can play something. Nope, no results. How about Bill Gaither?
There's a Seeger tribute band. Bob Seeger tribute.
Maybe it's so old. Stay at the Van Buren Hotel if you go way cheaper, and it's just as nice. Well, I didn't know that Aaron and Cameron here, man.
Been there.
Aaron and Cameron are the music aficionados here,
and tour guides as well. So, where do we stay at? Where do we stay in Branson, Cameron? So,
this is off the wall tonight. This has been fun.
Rhythm of the Dance. So there's the Irish Dancer. Was that what they call it?
Irish Dancer.
Yeah.
Huh. Really? Oh, here we go. Music.
Buddy Holly tribute. So.
Yeah, Buddy Holly.
Anyway, there's Blue Gate Theater. They got some stuff going on. They need to all meet at Shipshawana and Axe Out equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the comedian that sang with the Gaithers? Gaithers.
Comedian that sang. I do not remember that.
Greg can't pull it up. Oh no.
I don't know. Well, I did not listen to the Gaithers band much. I got to be honest. I was a heathen for a long time, and I think Keith Green, was it Keith Green? No, Steve Green sang with the Gaithers. Larnell Harris sang with the Gaithers. So, so Larnell Harris is really good. I don't know if you knew him.
No.
Apparently not. He's good. He's actually a powerful voice. So, and Steve Green sang "People Need the Lord."
People need the Lord.
Yeah, it's
Really?
he was decent. He was powerful voice too.
Big Cedar Lodge is a good pick.
And apparently in Branson, I'm assuming. So, but yeah, I've thought about going to Branson. It's just I never Andy
Quick Google
Williams
search
apparently
Mark
died,
Lowry.
so I can't go see him. Mark Lowry.
Man, you've stupefied me tonight. I cannot chime into much of the music. I mean, I've listened to stuff. Oh, hey, well, yeah. Guitar Hero 3, they had a lot of different an assortment of bands there, old and new. Guitar Hero Aerosmith was fun. They had the rock band Beatles. Yeah. You ever liked any Aerosmith, Greg, or is that too rockin'?
Wasn't a huge fan of Aerosmith. A couple of songs I liked. So
Let's see, Aerosmith. Here we go. Let's do.
his daughter was pretty cute.
All right, here we go. Name this Aerosmith song. It might blow you out. I'm probably killing everyone with that. Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I'm trying to think what song. I know it, and I just can't think of.
Yeah, hold on. We'll do it again.
I know. I just
There.
walk this way.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. There you go.
You know where that song came from?
No.
Here's
I see Uncle Greg's
Petra
a
fan.
Petra
I was a Petra fan as well. Petra
We
was
got any
good.
Petra on here?
And but Walk This Way. Have you ever seen Young Frankenstein?
No. Haven't.
It's a great movie. You actually should watch it. It's a really good
Is it?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. If you like Mel Brooks, it's a really good movie. But there's a scene in it where Marty Feldman, who is this goofy character, he's talking to he meets Frankenstein. And well, Frankenstein actually was the monster, but the doctor had his great grandson, I believe, was taking over. It was willed the castle, and the he goes to the castle and he sees Dr. Frankenstein. He says, "No, it's Frankenstein." And anyway, they're getting ready to walk. They're getting ready to leave, and Marty Feldman says, "Walk this way." So they start, and then Aerosmith was watching. I think it was Steven Tyler was watching that movie, and that's how he came up with the song.
I do know Striper. To hell with the devil, right?
Striper, I was not a
that-
huge Striper fan, but I'm
Really?
familiar with them. How about man, I'm just thinking of Mylon Lefevre. See if anybody knows Mylon Lefevre. Did you know him?
Man, if we knew this was going to be a live stream tonight, I would have just had a blank space like this. This is sorry, guys. I'm like pathetic. So you got
Mylon Lefevre had some really good. He had some good stuff. He used to play when he grew up. He played with the Lefevre Singers. His family, they had a singing group, and apparently he wrote a song for. I think it was with the Allman Brothers, Broken Heart.
Broken
Band,
Heart.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mylon Lefevre and the Broken Heart Band. But apparently Mylon Lefevre wrote a song. I believe it was for the Allman Brothers, and it got really popular. Or it was Elvis? He wrote a song for one of those two, and then all of a sudden he started playing with those guys, and he got all mixed up into drugs and stuff, messed his life up, and then he eventually came back to the Lord.
You know what, Greg? You, Steve, Aaron, and Cameron should do like a music podcast. We just said older. Well, technically, Cameron and Aaron are a tad closer to you guys. Aren't? No, they're about 8 to 10 years older than me. But they know all these bands that you guys know, man.
Okay, here, Bob. Pull up. Can you pull up Trains Up in the Sky?
Trains Up in the Sky. Let me try it. Who's that by?
Mylon Lefebvre.
Trains Up in the Sky.
Or you type in Mylon, Mylon. And,
you can make this
Trains Up
like
in the
this. Here,
Sky.
watch.
Or just type up Trains Up in the Sky. Proper.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna switch my YouTube account. I'm not gonna. Here's the problem. You don't want to mess up your. Like, here, watch. So how YouTube, Greg, works? Have an account set for like lawn care and just watch all your lawn care videos on that. But if I start pulling up music on my lawn care, like Turf Grinds account, then they'll start recommending me all this junk.
Oh,
Mylon Lefebvre, Mylon.
So yeah, just type up Trains Up in the Sky, and then Mylon should pop up.
Oh my! Oh, no wonder I couldn't spell that the right way. I'm not even close.
I told you how to spell it.
Okay, here we go. It's just like old obscure. Okay, hold on.
I remember they gave me a hat with my name on it.
That's not it.
The giant tennis ball
You
was
you
my
you can't hear
name.
this, can you?
Yeah, I can.
I felt like I was a part of
Shoot, hold on. It's just an ad. Now you can't hear that, right?
No, I can't. Wait for the ad to go through.
Yeah, it's terrible. Should I put this on Brave browser? You guys want a browser on your phone? You don't have to watch a YouTube ad ever again. Brave browser. You'll thank me later. So
Segue. So
Yeah,
no,
19
he had some pretty good music. So, and one
Oh, here, wait.
a little trivial aside is one of my professors up at college, not one of my roommates, but one of my
Here.
professors.
I got
Yeah,
one
yeah.
for you, okay? I've seen this band. Sorry to pivot. You guys don't know this?
Yeah, I know the song. I'm just playing on who it is.
Don't give it up. Wait till Greg guesses this, guys. I've seen this. No, where I've been. Hanging on the promises and the songs of yesterday.
I'm blanking on who it is.
He looks like Fabio. Oh, this is funny. Want me to just give it up?
I know it. I just can't think of it.
White Snake?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw them with Judas Priest.
I had to get Brenda to listen as we go back to the day. So,
All right, real quick before we leave this one here, we'll just leave everyone with this one. This is how I feel when I'm on the Segway and I'm cruising around. Priest was actually a fairy too, so I'm saying that charitably. So
yeah. No, I did not listen to Judas Priest. I was not a fan of theirs. So,
breaking the law, breaking the law. It's a nice day to trim on the Segway. It is, because I'm getting pretty fast. Cameron, you'll be seeing that down at the expo. You better bring the EUC down, and we will battle it out. I want to edge some of the expo's part of their, like, don't they have grass walking up to the
think they're
building?
going to
I'm
have
like drawing a
segways
blank.
on the test track.
I don't have Segways there. They'll have the slow Navamos that no one's going to buy. That's just my 2 cents, but it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
all right, Greg, let's
All
end
right.
it because we got to do a show tomorrow morning. We're not going to tease that, but I got to come over and tuck Greg in bed again. So,
Hey, we got prayer breakfast, guys. If you remember, if anybody else is on prayer breakfast there,
tradesforchrist.org. Yeah.
yeah, make sure you get signed up. They're trying to get numbers so they know how much food to have for people. So
I'm going to eat all the
talk about that
food.
on the show as well.
I'm just fat, so I think I'm going to eat all the food.
Yeah.
No
All right.
shame. All right.
Thanks, guys.